But speaking of accents, have you guys heard of this man that goes by the name of Albert Pike?
Albert Pike? No.
Did you know this man, Albert Pike, in the 1800s predicted every world war?
Oh, boy.
And has predicted also the Third World War to the utmost accuracy.
What are you talking about?
I'm already nervous.
Albert Pike was born in 1809 and died in 1891. He was a 33-degree Freemason. And I was...
That's the highest, right?
Yeah. Oh. I said on when we were talking about the Illuminati, I think I said like the 32nd was the highest, but it's the 33rd. And that's like...
Yeah.
Like, you're like a Freemason. One could say 33 degree is possibly where the Illuminati is ranked.
I signed up, so we're going to see. We'll find out.
Let's see how quickly Andy rises up.
He was appointed by this guy. His name was Mazzini, and he was the leader of the Italian National Revolutionary Movement. So, like, Italy, like, taking over or revolting against the monarchy and stuff. But supposedly he was in the Illuminati and appointed Albert Pike as the leader of the Illuminati.
Okay.
In America.
Mm-hmm.
And so Albert Pike moved to America in 1852, and it said he was made a general and was placed in charge of raising an Indian army during the time of war. Which I didn't look too much into that, but
what goes into creating an Indian army?
I don't know.
That's wild.
Are we saying Native American?
Yeah, I just said Indian though, because that's what they refer to them as.
Yeah,
Native Americans.
I hate that.
I know, it's so
so
silly. Dumb. But yeah, he wrote the book called Morals and Dogma. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about it, but I've heard that title before.
I have too.
But there was a letter that was found that was supposedly written by him August 15th, 1871. So this was 20 years before he died. And it was a letter to Mazzini, the Italian leader or whatever.
Mazzini.
And this letter, he wrote down basically the game plan of what the Illuminati was going to do for the 3 world wars.
Okay.
So
tell me the prediction. This is 1850.
Yes, this was 1871 when this was written.
So he never saw a world war.
He never saw any of the world wars. But listen, and it's hard to like figure out if this is real or a hoax.
Yeah.
But it's been in a British museum library or something like that. But it's just creepy because it's dated 1871.
Yeah, it's fact checked by their government.
Okay. So the First World War, this is what he said.
Okay.
The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the czars of Russia and making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used to destroy the other governments in an order to weaken religions.
Oh my gosh.
So that's literally what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Russia, you know, like Stalin, and then
wiping
Germany.
out the czars. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think World War I is the one I know the least about.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It gets kind of confusing because like Germany and the U.S. and England, like they're involved in both, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
But the Second World War. This is what he wrote about the Second World War.
Okay.
The Second World War must be fomented. Fomented, is that the word?
Fermented.
The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel and Palestine. During the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance the Christendom,
yeah.
Which would be then restrained and held in check until the time when we would need it for final social cataclysm. It gets a little confusing at the end.
Uh-oh.
But basically, he mentioned Nazism before the Nazi Party was even.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, when did Germany become Germany?
I mean,
Like unified.
what do you mean?
Hold on.
Like not a monarchy?
Yeah, there was like different areas that like didn't they all come together as one thing, like from different regions and like
Like the Prussian?
yeah.
When was the Prussian? That was like way before. That was before the 1800s, I believe.
I have no idea.
Prussia.
Yeah, that was when Mr. Germany invented the place, right?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
when Mr.
yeah.
Germany met Mrs. Germany.
Robert Germany and Sherry Germany.
1866.
Is when Germany became Germany?
The North German Confederation Treaty establishing the North German Confederation under the unification of Germany.
And so a monarch was put in place at that time?
No, I think the opposite. This is me reading Wikipedia on the spot trying to...
It's
Well, there was a
Interesting.
monarch during World War One, right? I forget.
tough to be named a country with germ being part of the first part, you know?
But the Third World War is the scariest in my opinion.
But he never
Which
gave
we're
dates.
on the brink of, right?
No, he never gave dates. He just said these are how it's
This
going
is
to be.
what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about World War III.
Yes.
What did he predict?
Uh-oh.
Basically, this would be the last war, World War.
Cool. Oh, because there's like a bunch of peace at the end. Because we all live in harmony afterwards.
Let me just read what he
Okay,
said.
cool.
So if we're going to take into account that this letter was discovered a long time ago,
Yeah.
and the hoax could be that he lived through the first two world wars, right? But that's hard to justify.
And when was it discovered?
I don't know when it was discovered. I think it was sometime in the 1900s.
It gave
Okay.
his death dates and the date that the letter was written
Yeah,
was
1870,
prior
and then he
to-
died in
1871.
91. And then he died in 91.
to
yeah.
all of the world wars.
Weird.
So unless you're saying he faked it,
Or someone else faked it
Yeah.
and
Oh.
said that he wrote it.
I see.
But the Third World War, again, this was discovered a long time ago, and it's adding up
Yeah, cool.
quite a
Oh,
bit.
boy.
Okay. So he said, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and the political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other.
Oh boy.
Okay, here we go. It's getting.
We're racked up to two that, clues.
Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on the issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and the most bloody turmoil.
Cool.
It gets better.
Looking
most
forward
bloody
to it.
turmoil.
Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization. In the multitude delusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will form. Oh, sorry, I'm losing it.
You're good.
It's like reading in front of a class.
What percentage are you at right now?
I'm going back down to 42.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hold on, let me start that part over. Disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer,
Oh,
brought finally out in public view.
jeez, oh Pete.
Some say the Antichrist. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time.
Oh boy.
That is a lot. Hey, that's a lot to look
way
forward
more
to, right?
detailed than the first two.
100%. And that's
Yeah.
what makes it so weird. By the time we figure out whether he was telling the truth or not, it's gonna be too late for us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he was right. Interesting.
Oh,
Look at the atom bomb. Jeez, man.
Speaking of caves, you guys want to hear about some giants in Utah?
Dude,
Yes.
let's go.
Utah.
Mormon giants, baby.
Mormon giants. This story's crazy.
Their only kryptonite is caffeine.
First form.
Nice. Okay, this took place in 1955.
1955.
There was a man who went by the name Earl John Brewer, but he just really went by John.
Okay. Sound like they just gave up on the last name.
But he was told this story when he was a teenager by this man named George Keller. He was an elderly man, and Keller said that there was this cave that was in Utah, and that it basically held different artifacts from an ancient, technologically advanced civilization. And he said that there's, in fact, giants in this cave. And George Keller was told that by a local Native American whose name was Lone Eagle. The natives called this cave the Cave of the Great Spirit. And so he told John Brewer, he didn't tell him the exact location, but he said, John Brewer, like, it first happened to where John Brewer went to George Keller and he was looking for arrowheads to just collect and stuff. And George Keller's like, there's a lot of arrowheads and many more artifacts over at this place. And he said, just dig around. And he says, okay. And so he goes out and he's digging around and then finds this tiny little entrance, like to a cave. He goes down into it, and when he said it was constructed to where it's like you slide down, but then at the bottom of where you came in, there was just this hole that dropped, and he says, I don't know how far down it went, but it was basically like a booby trap kind of thing.
Yeah.
Walked around it, and then discovered just the craziest of things. He found all these ancient copper tablets that had weird inscriptions on them, and I'll show you the picture. This is some of the tablets that he found.
That's just chilling in this cave.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
It's also weird that it's copper. Like, that's not a typical
Mhm.
thing.
yeah. And then
Some rednecks are out there like, what?
Yeah. But yeah, it says that there's inscribed with numerous indecipherable writings, strange symbols and letters consisting of many lines, and then there's like a couple of like scorpions depicted on it and stuff, and like serpents and dragons and like crazy stuff. And then he left and decided to come back with his son to show his son, and so his son could like make drawings of it and stuff.
Yeah.
So they went back down, and then they found two giant, what do you call them? Basically coffins, like stone coffins. And they were able to move the lids from these coffins. And what they discovered was two giants that were buried in these coffins.
Dude.
It says there was a male and a female. So the male was around 9 feet 2 inches. And the woman was about 8 feet 10 inches.
Oh my gosh.
And it said that the male had long red hair and a long red beard,
No way.
and the woman had long blonde hair, and they were just ordained with gold and symbols. And the woman they said was wearing this like elaborate crown on her head. And these are the drawings that the son did. So that's the male.
Bro,
Oh my gosh.
that's so
And
scary.
That's the female. See that?
Wow.
Who were they?
But people just started like, okay, John Brewer, you're full of crap. Like,
Yeah.
tell us where this is. He's like, I won't, because a couple of years before that was the Lovelock Cave incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Smithsonian came in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the bones disappeared.
Yeah, it's gone.
And so he's like, I don't want the Smithsonian anywhere around this. It needs to be kept secret.
Yeah.
In fact, he came out there one time. This is a story that he made a friend, and that he was able to tell this guy where the cave was because he was about to die. But he told this man, one day I was walking to the cave, and all of a sudden there's 3 men standing, very tall men, long blonde hair. And he said, they said, basically, you cannot show anyone where this cave entrance is unless, they said, like, unless they're validated or something. And they said, we want to show you our city. And so they brought John Brewer to this underground city.
Shut up.
And John Brewer said it was the most technologically advanced civilization that he's ever seen.
What are you
And
talking
he
about?
says they were able to speak telepathically as well and control things with their mind. And he said they would use these certain type of crystals that would produce electricity. And he said it was insane. And then they brought him out of the city. And he said then they just walked and it disappeared. And then the entrance to their city disappeared too. He's like, it just like went invisible. And so John Brewer's like, there's some crazy stuff that is happening in this region.
Yeah.
And people are like, yo, you're full of crap.
Yeah.
And
That sounds like, what's the name of that? Is it Shambhala?
yeah.
That the secret city?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, and
something
like,
like that maybe.
but if we talk about the city of the lizard people
Yeah.
and like, you see on this, like on the man, the giant, you see those like lizard snake
Yeah.
things at the bottom.
Yeah.
There's something weird with that. But I think those, if I'm remembering it right, those people that brought John Brewer into their underground city said that these race of giants were their enemies at one point. And so there was like this battleground.
So what do we think of these people were? These blondes?
I don't know.
Possible angels?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But
Jeez.
Why would they show him their spot?
yeah, people said, yo, John Brewer's full of crap.
To maybe truly protect what, like they're like, listen, we're going to show you what we're doing. This is why we need you to protect and not show anyone this cave entrance. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
we're going to show you we're legit.
Yeah.
Weird. And maybe that's where they create crafts and stuff. We're talking about it like an
Yeah.
actual physical factory, like what Nate says.
Yeah. They're
I mean,
they're
what if
building
that's-
their stuff there.
What if that's where it's at? That
Yeah.
hidden city. Dude, can I make a quick, tell a quick story real quick?
yeah.
Just happened last week and it really kind of scared me. So we have our neighbor, she's great. She's an older lady. Her name's, I'm not going to share her name actually. But we're out of town for like a day and a half. And we're just like, we just need someone to dog sit. So sometimes she'll come over and just take care of her dogs, whatever. But we bring her in and she just is not very technological. She's flip phone, everything like that. So we're telling her like, hey, if you want to come over, and she's like, yeah, I might just watch TV or something. I'm like, yeah, and if you want music, we have an Alexa over here too. And he's like, oh, I've never seen one of those. And I was like, yeah. So like, it's like if you like, hey, Alexa, play 80s rock music, whatever, and like it starts playing, and it's playing like at like volume 5, and we're talking about the dogs and stuff like that, and she just cuts me off and Kelsey off and just goes back to the Alexa like, oh, I want to play this other song. She goes, Alexa, play Shambhala, and I'm like, what? Oh, see, can you unplug that or maybe I don't know. Alexa, stop. But then, dude, it scared me because I was
It's
like,
good. It's good, Will.
I've never heard that phrase in my life. And then suddenly she just like interrupts it, never using an thing before.
Was it a song?
Yeah. And so I looked up the song later, and guess what? It's literally about the city. And it's
What?
literally about having this peace and like this like just fully accepting this like idea of Shambhala and living in harmony with all these people. I'm like,
80.
and I'm like, I know that's like as soon as she walked out, I was like, cut the music. please.
That's so weird. Why did she want to show you that song?
That specific song. That's why I mentioned it. I was like, that is kind of scary to me.
Andy, Andy, you know the scripture that's like, it's like, be careful what you do because you could be entertaining angels unawares.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if your neighbor's an angel?
Could be.
Or fallen angel?
I feel like I have to apologize to this angel because we're usually the noisy neighbors that have the rowdy dogs.
You should make her some salsa.
I should make peace with anybody who knows about Shambhala.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it just like it was super random,
that's
super creepy because I was like,
super weird.
because it's like a song from the 60s. And it's like from a band that I've never heard. I'm like, weird.
Yeah,
Super
Three Dog
strange.
Night.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Super strange.
Wash away my troubles, wash away my pain with the rain and Shambhala. Wash away my sorrow, wash away my shame with the rain.
It was the most random thing. And I'm like, I would have never known that word if we had not talked about it. But then you mentioned
weird.
this, and so that's what reminded me.
Why does she want to show you that song?
I don't know. And she interrupted the song. We were already like, she's like, oh, I want to show you this song too. It's like, we were not talking about music. We were just showing like, hey, the TV's here, music's there.
Andy, you got to keep a close eye on that.
I
neighbor.
got it.
Her backyard has a portal in it.
Probably. Diving right in.
In the trailer park.
Hey,
Trailer park
baby.
portal.
Jurassic Park.
Oh. But yeah, this
That's crazy, dude.
yeah.
Like and so what happened after that? Is there any update?
No. Well, so people were like basically like, you're full of crap, John Brewer.
Yeah.
And because he kept all of his findings in a journal that no one's ever seen. And the one piece of evidence besides those copper plates, but people was like, oh, well, you made those copper plates to do this whole story. But he said when he found these copper plates, they were wrapped in like a bark material, like tree bark. And like, so it was bark and mud and all that stuff. So it took him a while to carefully get it off to where you could get these copper tablets. But he brought the bark to these copper tablets to a guy who's a professor of physics at BYU named Stephen Jones. And Stephen Jones radiocarbon dated this bark. And he's like, this is his quote. He said, with a radiocarbon age of 5 BC to 390 BC, the Brewer bark sample is thus scientifically demonstrated to be very old. The bark used to cover the stone box in question is indeed ancient. So he's like, if he's lying about it, he found
Some old bark.
some old bark that dates back to potentially 390 BC.
That's
it's
so crazy.
What does he have to gain? Like,
Yeah.
why would he lie? Like,
Well, and yeah, I mean, like, if he was trying to be, like, all cool about it, like, look what I found, he would have publicized it more, but he hid his journal, he hid all this stuff.
Yeah.
His behavior doesn't match it being a fake.
I think it kind of ruined his life too a little bit because I think he was Mormon. And when he was telling people about what he's seen and stuff, I think at the time the church was like, you need to stop talking about this. You're full of crap. And I think he was ultimately excommunicated from the church.
that's such a scary spot to be in, of just like where you have so much questions, like so many questions, and you're just like, I need answers. Like, is there somebody that could just say, I don't know, but let's help find some answers?
It is.
And like just to say, no, we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
We're done. Don't question anything.
It is a little comical, though, that he has this encounter, writes it down in a book, and then won't let anyone see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of on brand.
But there's this guy, his YouTube, this is where I first heard of this story. What's his YouTube called? Let me just pull it up real quick. It's called Terry Carter, and very obscure YouTube channel.
He's the one that
He's like
told the story.
He's a treasure hunter.
Okay,
But he interviewed the guy who told the story of John Brewer and stuff.
nice.
Yeah.
It's so scary how quickly things can be forgotten, and like we just move past it because that was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like it just takes no time at all. Like, I mean, we'd like even, I know it's like has nothing to do with it, but it's like the Boeing whistleblower stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that was a month ago.
Yeah.
And we're just like, no one's talking about it anymore. And it's like, it just, how we just move on so quickly of like, no, there's like some weird stuff happening.
Yeah.
Can we not like spend some time on it, or like, hey, let's put a pin in it? Everything like that we're putting a pin in, like, let's wait for the debates or like whenever we have. And so we could just grab all these questions and ask the people that need to.
I think the villains of the world capitalize on our attention spans, and that's why they're throwing so much at us all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
Definitely. Speaking of Gossip Girls,
Tell me about it.
you ready for this?
Please.
So we've talked a lot about giants and the fallen angels, the watchers, and how there's been so much within history of the Greeks and the Sumerians and all these cultures having these demigods, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people have speculated that these demigods were in fact real, but they were actually the Nephilim race or the watchers themselves. Have you ever heard of the story, the Epic of Gilgamesh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's familiar.
Very familiar name, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot about it. I've heard the name before. I started looking into that. So Gilgamesh is, the story was written in the 2000 BC. And it was discovered not very long ago. Like, I think it was the late 1800s, early 1900s. But that's where they found like the Sumerians, the like the Sanskrit and stuff, and they're saying like this is the oldest civilization. But Gilgamesh, this story was about this king named Gilgamesh, who was the king of Uruk.
Okay.
And that was like the first city in Sumer, which is Sumerian, right? Mesopotamia. In that whole region, that's like where the Tower of Babel and stuff were built. But this Gilgamesh guy, the story talks about how he was 2/3 God and 1/3 man. And the claim was that he was 17 feet tall.
Oh, man.
And he was this brutal king, like just mean, like a tyrant.
Yeah.
And the god Anuk sent this other man, that they created this other man that matched Gilgamesh in every way. And his name was Enkidu. And the description of Enkidu is he was a wild man created by the god, Anu, which is like the Anunnaki.
Okay.
Fallen angels.
Yeah.
Who is described as strong, fast, and intelligent, but more animal than human.
Oh, no.
He has shaggy hair, clothes himself with animal skins, and lives like a wild creature with no contact with other humans. And so he was basically sent to correct Gilgamesh and like fight him, but then they end up becoming buddies. This is the whole epic of Gilgamesh.
Like
they become.
Why are we fighting?
Yeah, they
We
become
love
friends.
each other. Look at you. You look like me.
And they go on these conquests to get back at the Watchers.
Wow.
Or the Anunnaki. And Enkidu ends up dying. And then Gilgamesh, apparently the story goes that he went down into the underworld to save him, but ends up dying himself.
Oh, that's real, bro.
Yeah.
Bro
Well,
friendship.
they're probably Nephilim.
Oh.
But a lot of people have speculated that the Epic of Gilgamesh is actually an epic written about King Nimrod.
No way.
Interesting.
Yeah, which people theorize that Nimrod himself was a descendant from the fallen angels, like a Nephilim himself.
Okay.
And so a lot of parallels with Nimrod and Gilgamesh, same region, same story of this like mighty hunter, mighty man. But they describe in the Epic of Gilgamesh his burial site.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this very elaborate burial site. And it like even hints at something of like he was buried in what's called a resurrection tomb, meaning that potentially one day he could come back.
Yeah.
And the story goes that he was buried under the Euphrates River.
That's drying up.
Well, here's the thing. In 2003, a archaeologist by the name of Jörg Fassbinder, he was in the Mesopotamia area and doing like the whole LiDAR thing. And what he said is, I have found the tomb of Gilgamesh.
Oh, my gosh.
And he says there's an article about it in the BBC in 2003. So he found it in April of 2003.
Yeah.
He goes and he's like, everything that the script talks about matches identically to what I found. And so, but it's underground, right? So they have to like dig it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so they start the process of digging it up. Guess what happened 1 month later?
Shut down.
Earthquake.
The U.S. invades Iraq,
Oh, my gosh.
which it was in Iraq.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, man.
This is where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
So the U.S. invaded Iraq 1 month later after the discovery, and all the archaeological sites were then stopped in Iraq, so stop digging,
Yeah.
and the U.S. military set up an encampment around the tomb site. They kicked out all the scientists. They wouldn't allow any media who were there to cover the story anymore. So that was like ABC News, BBC, because they were stationed there to like find the more discovery of like them digging it up. They said, you're out of here. And Jorg said, basically like, we are not allowed to dig any further because of the war. We're afraid of looters, and just some things will have to remain buried.
And it's never gotten picked up again.
Well, here's the
They-
thing.
They,
Or the
picked, they
United
picked
States.
it up.
But the locals around this encampment, the U.S. encampment, reported that the U.S. military were digging at night, taking things out of the ground and putting them onto trucks and driving them off.
We're villains.
We are Dr. Evil.
Is that not? I mean,
That's crazy.
It gets
Where'd you
even-
learn this?
a bunch of places.
Dude.
But this is also crazy. So a couple months into this war, after they had this encampment and the locals were reporting them digging stuff up and taking it, they had the invasion of Baghdad, which is the capital of Iraq. And what the U.S. military did not help with was that there's this giant museum in Iraq that is all about the Sumerian culture. It's like one of the largest in the world of like because the Sumerians were like one of these first civilizations, you know. And it had, I mean, just hundreds of thousands of tablets, manuscripts, artifacts, and it was left unprotected, and it got bombed all around it, and then all these looters came in and stole a bunch of stuff. But
what's missing?
A lot of people were like, before the looters came, the U.S. military came, rushed in, and stole vaults
Oh my gosh.
from the bowels of the museum, put them onto trucks, and then drove off. And so then the CIA, the FBI, and a couple other divisions were called in to investigate whether or not this claim was true. And they saw like the looters did in fact loot the museum, but they went down into the bowels, which is a really hard place to get to apparently in the museum. And what they noticed were like thousands of boxes were empty. There were vaults missing, but what was left were like gold coins, silver coins, and artifacts that were actually incredibly valuable. So they're like, looters did not come down here and steal this stuff because they left all the valuable stuff. So what did they take?
What's missing?
They don't have an inventory of what's in their museum.
I don't know. That's just as far as I got in the thing. But what is the U.S. military doing with this? I mean, it seems very apparent just from this story that there's no other article after 2003 about the tomb of Gilgamesh. It's just, it's left. Don't touch it. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, because they can't look at it. They can't touch it. They can't talk about it.
And if you go on
they took it.
This took me a long time to find, but if you go on to the Freedom of Information Act and you look at the logs of what people have asked for stuff to be declassified, there's one lady that one of her requests, this happened 2018 and she was denied, but she was requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim.
And it was denied.
Well, that's the first edition of the term Nephilim.
Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make total sense that, like, whenever we do invade on a certain place, there's multiple things on the list that we want to get accomplished. Oil. Nephilim's bones and stuff. I mean, like, obviously. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, they're taking advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah.
Dude.
But the fact that people are referring to it as a resurrection tomb.
Yeah.
And then I like went even further and I went on the patent website.
Yeah.
And there's someone that made an invention called the resurrection tomb, but it's an inactive patent right now. But I can dive into it like on another episode, but it's really freaky. It's so just scary. But then there's people like coming out like, oh, this is a video of the the tomb of Gilgamesh and Nimrod. It looked pretty fake. But if it is real, it's actually really terrifying because he's like perfectly preserved.
Ew.
Yeah.
And like there's like gold monuments all around him. But they like, to me, the monuments looked kind of like Egyptian, not Mesopotamian, Sumerian. But I thought that was insane. Because we talked about it before, like, is there a sinister plan to, I talks about like Jesus will come back, like it'll be like the days of Noah. What do we know about the days of Noah? There were Nephilim. There were fallen angels just terrorizing Earth, you know? And so, like, is there going to be a reawakening of the Nephilim? And, like, what will that look like? Like, are they extracting DNA? Are they, like, trying to...
Will that become a part of the Antichrist movement? Like there's...
Yeah, because, I mean, you think of Nephilim, if their DNA, they have the DNA of a heavenly creature. A being, the Watchers. And like there has to be a way to where you could extract that, right? And that could be something, I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
this is exactly. I think Sauron is Gilgamesh, and I think that's Tolkien's commentary.
Yeah, because you talked about Uruk.
Yeah, Gilgamesh was from Uruk, and then in Lord of the Rings, it's the Uruk-hai, and they're literally taking.
They're half
Elves.
They're
half elves, which were heavenly beings, and then Gandalf would be the other heavenly being that was sent to be his equal. Only he doesn't buddy up. But
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. It gets crazier.
No way.
Yes.
And there's more.
Because there's more with Iraq.
Yeah.
Iraq that people have speculated of why we went to war with Iraq. Because it was completely random. Because, like,
I remember being a kid and everyone was like, "Why are we here? Why are we here? Why like
the weapons
Yeah.
of mass destruction, right? That was the saying.
Iraq?"
Well, in the 1920s, Iraq, they were rumored to have found this ancient technology called the Stargate. Have you heard of this? So the Stargate,
The Enterprise?
it's basically a portal that you can enter into another realm and like be in contact with the realm beyond.
And they're saying this is in Iraq?
They're saying that this is in Iraq. This was in the 1920s that they're speculating this. But like every government, we're hearing these rumors of Iraq finding or clues of finding the Stargate.
Yeah.
And then in 1941 was the Anglo-Iraq War, and that was between the British and Nazi Germany fighting in Iraq to take control over it. And if we know anything about Hitler, is that he was obsessed with searching with these ancient technologies, ancient artifacts, and like,
Which is crazy.
yeah, and this was like after they're like, oh, we have the Stargate, and then never found, whatever. Then in the 1980s, Saddam Hussein claimed that he had found the Stargate, and he had all of his researchers figuring out how to use it. And then you have like Desert Storm, and then leading to the Iraq War, the Iraq invasion.
Yeah.
And it's like, were we after that as well? You know, like
Dude.
because maybe George Bush wasn't lying about weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, seriously.
If you had access to potentially
Something that would cause mass destruction.
something that you could access a different realm.
Yeah, we think nuclear when he says that.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, speaking of data, let's get into data. Crazy story.
Okay.
This
Good
crazy
transition.
story.
Data.
Have you guys ever heard of Skinny Bob?
Yes.
Have you?
I don't know why, but I have heard that name.
Skinny Bob. I don't think I have.
No, I don't know.
It's insane. I just came across it yesterday, and it's been out for a while.
Is it scary? It sounds scary.
It's a little spooky, but
Did you see Skinny Bob last night?
so Skinny Bob was this random video posted by this channel Ivan0135 on YouTube.
Okay.
And this video was posted 11 years ago. No description. He posted a total of 4 videos. But in this video, it is supposedly a collection of videos from, it says, from 1942 to 1969 of interviewing an alien.
Dang.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't tell you about it because I don't remember, but it's familiar.
But it's very mysterious. The crazy thing about this Ivan0135 dude never monetized the videos,
Yep.
never came out and said who it was, just did 4 videos 11 years ago and then just dropped off the face of the map, world, whatever it is.
How many
Or-
views do these videos have?
Like over 500,000.
Wow.
Dang.
And I'm going to show you the video.
Oh.
But at the beginning, it says filtrate for declassification and how do you say that? Dissemination?
Dissemination.
Dissemination.
Good job.
Dissemination through the internet and media. 7 videotapes with material recorded between 1942 and 1969. Material containing UFO incidents, recovery, and study of extraterrestrial life forms. Due to the importance of these documents, maintain the autonomy of the sources. The video contains a sample edited fragments of videotape 05, tape duration 180 minutes, total recorded duration 1 minute 26 seconds. So I'm going to send you the video now. And I want to preface you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, this already seems fake.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. But I have something for that.
You guys, we have to be gentle with Jake.
Do you need the
I'm scared.
He's already scared.
Huh?
Okay.
the audio?
No.
My mom's home. I can go stay with her. If I need to.
All right, I just texted it to you guys.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to click it. Oh wait, it's still sending.
What if
So-
there's an ad?
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, I screen recorded it.
Oh.
All right, ready? 3.
Nope.
Nope. Everyone got it?
I got it.
Oh, I'm still on airplane mode.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I've seen this video.
So it's panning over this character right now.
I don't know about this, you guys.
Like blinked.
Okay.
It's very creative.
It's gotta be like an animation.
Well, here's the thing. So you look at that and you think that does kind of look like it'd be CGI or something, right?
Yeah.
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 It's been tested by studios
Mm-hmm.
and it has not been discredited yet,
Ever?
ever.
Wow.
They said the way that it was filmed, because it was filmed on like one of those old cameras,
Yeah.
they said it was completely accurate with an old camera and the movements are accurate. They said even the technology in 2011 with creating a CGI like this would have been nearly impossible unless you worked for a big budget Hollywood film industry or something.
Yeah.
But to this day, no one's been able to discredit it.
Dude, the look of them are so scary.
Yeah.
That's like the ones this is like one of the drawings from the Zimbabwe
yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the
It's similar,
that
yeah.
that gap
Even like
in the jaw.
Yeah, that's what like makes it the weirdest thing about it. I think that's what makes the video so creepy to me.
Is the thing alive? Is he willingly let it video him, or is
It was
it
like
dead?
captured.
Oh.
Well, so there's the theories are that that it was a real government film and
Oh.
that it was dude, I went down a rabbit hole with this thing.
I saw it in our YouTube history and then started watching probably all the same stuff you did.
Well, one of the things is that some believe that it's connected to the Majestic 12 group. I'm like, okay, well, what's the Majestic
Yeah.
12 group? That's basically what we would call the like the Men in Black now.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a group of like CIA, like different
Division of that CIA.
the government.
Just,
Yeah,
that just focuses on that.
yeah, but it was like an old video. Some believe that it was actually from the KGB too.
Where's the original video? Is that the only?
That's
like,
the
just-
only place that it's located at, is on this YouTube. No one's taking credit for it either.
Yeah, you
That's
think
the other
someone would, but maybe
Yeah.
that was the whole thing. It's like I can't put my name on this, but I can put it out.
Yeah.
I don't. That's interesting. Do you believe in aliens, Jake?
I don't know. I've never seen one, but I've seen some weird stuff. So that could be alien-esque.
Never a UFO or anything?
Potentially. I saw something. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were playing basketball one night late at like a local park in our town, and the sky just like explodes. Something in the sky explodes and lights up the whole sky and the whole world like baby blue. The light was like baby blue, and you could see everything. It was a dark night, but when this thing exploded, you could see all the houses on the streets, everything. And then it shot off and exploded again and lit up the whole sky brighter, and then just like nothing happened after that. And we never saw anything online about it, anything in the news. We thought about going up and asking neighbors with a Ring camera facing that way if they caught anything, but we
When
didn't
was
get
this?
that far. It was probably 4 years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
Golly.
That was
Yeah, that stuff
wild.
would mess with you.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like, because does it give any more information on, like, what was it called? The 12? The what?
So the Majestic 12. So I
Yeah.
looked into that a little bit more. So the Majestic 12 is a top secret U.S. government committee formed in 1947 by President Harry Truman to investigate and manage everything related to extraterrestrial contact, especially after the Roswell incident. It was comprised of 12 members, top military, brass, scientists, intelligence officers. And the way that they found out about this Majestic 12 group, supposedly, was in 1984, a roll of 35 millimeter film was mysteriously mailed to a UFO researcher, Jamie Shindira, when developed, it revealed top secret documents allegedly briefing President Eisenhower, details about the formation of MJ-12, mentions of alien bodies recovered, crash saucers, and cover-up operations.
Spooky.
Ooh. 12 members.
Yeah.
They're keeping it small.
Yeah.
Like they're like intentionally probably, but golly, that's just, I mean, I feel like that's a movie, first of all.
Yeah.
Just about those 12 guys. But that's, I want to, yeah, that we got to do a deep dive on the beginning of CIA as well. Like, cause that's just like, how does that not, I don't know, was that public knowledge at that time? The group? Or was it? No,
yeah,
it was hidden.
the only way it was found out was in 1984 because a film was sent to a UFOologist.
That's scary,
The
man.
fact that they
Weird,
got the
right?
name Majestic too is so funny. Like
Majestic.
The 12's a
It's like
weird
how-
part to me. It's like biblical.
Yeah,
Like
for
have
sure.
a crew of 12. But I saw that one of the theories, which I think is the most likely if it's not real, is that it was somebody who was like in film school and they were like experimenting with like different methods. And so I started thinking like, what would I do if I were going to fake this? But before I get into it, like they've said, like people far more experienced than me have like already tried to disprove this. All I can think is like, I wonder if it would work. Like if you were playing a video on a screen and then film that screen with the camera that they said used, I wonder if that would be like a workaround to like.
I think they would probably think of that.
That's
Or
what I
like
think.
the
If there's-
people
if
trying
this
to
is-
disprove it.
If this thing's being studied,
My whole
right?
thing is like the way it was like moving and stuff. You'd think it kind of looks fake, but also imagine seeing something that you've never seen before.
yeah,
Like, wouldn't it register in your head as like, oh, well, this has to be fake because you're observing for like little movements of like, oh, that's probably CGI then.
yeah, you're looking at something, you're hoping, well, your mind is like, what's going to make sense? What's relatable to our human being experience and like how humans move? But it's like, what if it's completely different by
Yeah.
other creatures?
That's one of the arguments for it, is they were like, if this was just a kid like trying to get through an art school and like pass a project, he would have to have like an advanced knowledge of like the way that the muscles in the neck and the face move, because it's all like anatomically like it's dead on how balancing a head would work.
And to not take credit for it is insane.
Do you guys want to hear something crazy?
Please,
Sure.
please.
I'm going to say this. Everyone go listen to the most recent, well, I don't know when this comes out. Go listen
March
to the
2nd.
episode
Yeah.
of Blurry Creatures where they talk about the red heifer.
Okay, what is the red heifer?
Yo, this is wild. This is wild.
That sounds like an insult.
They brought, yeah, it does, right?
Yeah, red heifer.
No, but it's a, it's written within prophecy that, for the temple to be rebuilt, you know, the
Yeah.
third temple to be rebuilt, that ushers in basically the end times or whatever. But before that is supposed to happen, within the Jewish faith, all the tools and stuff that they use within the temple need to be cleansed before the temple is built or before they can go into the temple.
So what they do is cleanse it.
In order to do that, they sacrifice a red heifer.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay. So since the time of Moses, there's only been 9 red heifers ever sacrificed. And these red heifers, they have to be perfect.
Heifers
It
are
says-
cows that haven't given birth, right?
Yes, it's like it's
I thought it was a. Oh, ignore me.
but they have to be flawless in every way. There can't be a single white hair on them. And it's like all these criterias, right? These 2 dudes that were on Blurry were talking about basically the end times and whatnot. They're both from Texas, and the last red heifer to have been sacrificed was 2,000 years ago for the temple,
Okay.
and that was for the second temple, right? So they've been searching. The Jews have been searching for another red heifer for 2,000 years, a perfect red heifer. This guy had some connection with a cattle rancher in Texas, and got invited by this one dude with these rabbis to go look for red heifer. This
Okay.
farm that like grows or breeds red heifers, and so they went and they found 5
Perfect.
that matched the description. And he said the process was insane. So like they were like examining it, and then like they left, and then they came back, and then they're Skyping with these other higher ranked rabbis in Israel, and they're going over each detail, like measuring the hooves, like looking at every single detail,
Yeah.
and then like making like markings on them. And so the criteria is the red heifer, like, yoke they can never have been yoked. No one could have leaned on them.
What?
Like all like crazy criteria stuff. That's why it's been 2,000 years.
I see. I've never been a fan of lean ground beef. Anyway, continue.
But they determine, yes, we finally found them after 2,000 years.
So so as soon as they get done sacrificing one 2,000 years ago, they have a team that searches again.
So
continues to search until so that's when
for the ceremonial. So after the temple was destroyed, the second temple, it was like 70 AD or something that the temple was destroyed.
Well, I don't know.
And what are you doing over there?
Bro, I'll come back to this. I'm still doing research on the previous story and I'm finding stuff out.
Okay.
It's too good.
Last temple destroyed.
I think it was like 70 AD or something in the 70s. AD.
But not the 1970s.
No.
You can tell by the way. I'm just BG's in the temple.
I don't. I'm
70
just.
CE.
That's AD.
Oh,
Durr.
okay.
But yeah, so and you got to go listen to the podcast because they explain it really well. But basically, he's saying that they have from right now, these 5 heifers are in Israel right now, being like protected and guarded. 2 of them, the older they've gotten, are now not qualified, but there's 3 left that are still qualified. But they have 9 months to sacrifice this red heifer in order to, because they can't be like older than 3 years old or something in order to for the ritual or whatever.
Yeah.
That's sad.
But he's basically saying like 9 months, if this happens, we're now in the trajectory of this end times prophecy stuff.
I guess I'm still confused on like what spurs they have to do the sacrifice. Like at what time? Is it just as soon as they find one, or is it like at a proper time?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's crazy too is what he said that with each sacrifice of these red heifers, they always mix the ashes of the previous red heifers that have been there. When they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, they also found in there basically a canister, a jar that had the previous 9 red heifers' ashes in it.
Weird.
Dating back to Moses.
What an artifact.
Is there like was there like I guess lettering or writing in with that?
There's like a copper tablet or something that like had like this is what this is.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard about this.
Yeah.
Golly, dude.
So in 9 months or so, if you guys see, it's supposed to happen on the Mount of Olives too.
Can we get tickets?
Dude,
They're ticketing the event.
but I thought it was crazy, man.
Yeah,
and he's just like, if it happens, it's like,
yeah,
we're going.
Dude, we got to go to that Texas ranch.
I know.
Let's get us a red heifer.
I know it's
baby.
the crazy story too. He said these guys that own this ranch, they were going to get into cattle farming and stuff, and they read a long time ago about the red heifer and stuff. And he said before he started the ranch, he's like, how cool would it be if we started just breeding red heifers and one of them became this red heifer?
Way.
So they knew about it. They're like,
they knew about it, but like, it's been there for like 20 something years, this ranch. And then finally,
jeez.
Yeah.
It's
just a bunch of Jewish guys show up like, hey, we're ready to buy.
Yeah.
Come on.
What if it had been 7 perfect red heifers?
That'd be crazy.
I know, but 8 is really the number of completion.
No, it's 7.
What are you talking about?
We always talk about this. You always say 8. It's 7.
What do you mean 8? Because it's an infinity sign or what?
I just remember hearing one time that 8 was the number of completion to God.
No, it's 7.
I don't know a lot about the number symbolism in the Bible, but
anyway, speaking of numbers and symbolism and red heifers,
yes,
we got that. Don't go anywhere.